Hello, hello. Welcome to Change by Choice. I'm super excited to join you guys today. My name is Charlotte Fro and I'm your host. It's Valentine's Day, so I'm doing a bit of a love theme, but like anything else, I like to really dig down and find creative ways to figure out if we are living into our truth, if we are being our best self, we're being authentic to ourselves. And so with the love theme, that's the direction that we're going to go in. I was talking with one of my mentors today, and he was talking about the science of stress. And he heard this amazing author speak. Her name's Heidi Hanna. She has written 3 books. One of them is called Sharp, Stressaholic, and The Sharp Solution. And he asked us on a call, what do you think has the biggest impact on our bodies in terms of stress? And I want you guys to think about that. Come up with some thoughts, some answers, because we all got it wrong on our side. But the answer made complete sense. And it really links to everything that I talk about on this podcast, all the work that I do with high performance coaching. And I'm going to tell you the answer here right now. It's pretending to be someone you are not. So it's that exact thing. It's when we're not being authentic. It's when we are looking towards somebody else, trying to be maybe what they are instead of who we are. It's when our body is telling us something and we're going completely opposite to what it's saying. This has the biggest impact on our bodies in terms of stress than any other thing out there. And after we talked about that, I'm like, I'm ordering these books right away. This is definitely right up my alley. But it makes sense. And so this is where we're going. This is where the podcast is heading today. Because it's Valentine's Day. But regardless if it's Valentine's Day, every day should be about you taking care of yourself, you putting yourself first. Hear me talking about this all the time. We can't show up and be our best self, be the best at work, be the best parents, be the best in our relationships if we are not taking care of ourselves. And what does that mean? It's not just about, hey, are you working out? Are you drinking enough water? Are you feeding yourself well? Which those are all really important things, but it also has to do with the quality of sleep that you're having, because that too is a major pillar when it comes to stress on our bodies. But I always say that 5th one, when I'm doing kind of a self-care check-in, is where your stress level's at and where is your happiness at. And it's interesting to see that, when I get people to dig in and really listen to what their body's telling them, when you're going to bed at night and you're about to fall asleep and your mind starts to wander and drift, what is it saying to you? What are you worried about? What is your truth? What's not working for your life? Where you feel disappointed, frustrated, where you feel like, things are just not lining up. Something feels off. Now, oftentimes, those feelings, they feel obviously uncomfortable. Puts us in a really vulnerable place. And oftentimes, people just push it to the side. I'll deal with it later. Or I don't want to feel that. That's your truth. All of that guidance that our body tells us that it's, it comes up in feelings, it comes up in symptoms, it comes up in thoughts. Pay attention to what is going on. Write it down, journal. Because the sooner you can live your truth and make decisions that are congruent with your best self, with what you really want in life, it's going to be when you're actually happy, when your stress levels come down. When your body's going to be super healthy. It's no coincidence that when you're more stressed out, you start to get sick. Do you know what I mean? It's no coincidence that, all of those checklist items that I talked about at the beginning, they all connect together. You're more stressed, you're probably not sleeping well. It's important to check in with yourself, to put yourself first. And so this is self-love. You know, we talk about Valentine's Day. It's fantastic. You know, I just went out today, bought my kids, you know, cards and little gifts and, you know, a few little chocolates, and they're super excited. We've already done their Valentine's Day cards and all these little gestures, and hey, that's fantastic. But, you know, how are you treating yourself? How are you showing up for you? You know, and are you doing it consistently? Because those are the things that matter most. Again, like I said, the more that you show up for yourself, that you love yourself, the good, the bad, and the ugly, you know, that you're committed to your growth 2 feet in. That means you're not afraid to ask yourself those questions, those tough questions. You know, you're not afraid to course correct. We all make mistakes. We're human beings, you know, it's never perfect. But start to love the process of feeling what you need to feel, listening with intent, and starting to just make some choices that are going to affect change in your life, that are going to get you closer to being happier, to being more, you know, stress-free, to feeling like, yeah, this is the life I chose. I chose this. You know, it's not that we get to choose every experience and circumstance or situation that happens to us, because we don't. That's the roller coaster of life. But we do get to choose how we show up, how long we stay in stuff, how we move through it, how much grace we give ourselves, the gratitude that we have for every experience that comes into our life, good, bad, or ugly. That's what we get to choose. You know, are you somebody that moves forward? You know, are you somebody that gets stuck in the past? Where are you at? Do you love yourself? And I don't mean like, you know, superficially. I'm talking about when it's just you, and you're stuck with your thoughts, and you're sitting there. Do you genuinely love yourself? If not, what are you going to do about it? You know, it's our job to fill ourselves up. We put the expectation on people around us, our partners, you know, our job has to make us that happy, just all these different things to fill the void up that's inside of us. But it's our job to do that. And part of it is to allow ourselves to feel what we need to feel. No more avoiding, no more sweeping under the rug. The time is now to be in reality, to be feeling the things that we need to feel, to look at life on life's terms, and then to make choices based on, you know what? Is that bringing me to being the best person that I can be or not? Is this the life that I'm proud of choosing or not? Because you always get a choice, and each day it can be different. So are you taking that for granted, or are you using your ability every single day? I mentioned, you know, it's like 2017. This is your year to add courage to everything that you do. Sprinkle that shit everywhere. I'm just saying. That's the secret ingredient to success, right? And so, where are you holding back right now? Where are you playing small? I want you to dig in there. That's your homework right now. And by going there and starting to analyze and ask yourself those questions, maybe asking yourself why. Why are you allowing what you allow? Why are you choosing what you're choosing? Why aren't you happy? Why are you happy? You know? And start to just dissect all these different areas of your life to figure out what the reality really is and where you need to course correct or make changes so that you are constantly moving towards a life that you want, that you feel proud of, that you are excited for. You should be excited about your life. Maybe not every moment of every day is exciting, but everything is a blessing in one way or another. There is no point in staying and harboring in situations because you still have to live. You still have to move forward. And especially if you have children, you still gotta you've gotta show up at your work, with your kids. You are energy. And you can either stay stuck and imprisoned in the things that have happened, or you can move forward with grace, with courage, with excitement, because life is amazing. It's not to be taken for granted. Don't look back and wish that things had been different. You don't like your job? Start to make a plan. Get clear on what it is that you want. You're not happy in your relationship? Start to dissect that. What's missing? Is it you? Do you know what I mean? Start to go through it. Not happy with the support that you're not getting? Not happy with your financial situation? Feel depressed or feel anxious all the time? There is something that is deeper that is holding you back. Figure it out. And if you can't do it on your own, get a coach or go see a counselor, right? Have the support and the tools to help guide you. If it's something where things have happened and you are still stuck in the past and they're traumatic, then go get it solved. If you were sick, you would go see a doctor. If you genuinely don't know how to move forward, you find yourself a coach, right? Find yourself something that's going to help guide you in the right way so that you're not just stuck and just staying put where you're at. Because forward is forward, even if it's just a few steps. We don't need to make these crazy, outlandish, bold changes, although sometimes it happens. If that overwhelms you, you start with small choices just to move you forward. That will get you more clarity, because that is usually the thing that is lacking. People say stuck because they don't know what they're working towards. They don't know what actually will make them happy. They don't know what kind of job they really want to move towards. They don't know what it is that they truly want in life. Get clear. And ask yourself those tough questions, because when we think about Valentine's Day and you think about love, it's, do you love yourself enough to put yourself first? Do you love yourself enough to make the changes that need to be made? Do you love yourself enough that you know when you're not being your best self, when you're not showing up in integrity, when you're missing the course and aren't fully in action? Do you love yourself enough to push through? So that, my friends, that's your homework. That's filling up your bubble with self-love. And those 5 things that I talked about at the beginning, let that be your checklist. Rate it 1 to 10 each day. Not so that you get stuck and are like, oh, look, I didn't work out, and just start harping on yourself. This is to help you get clear so that you know what you can do moving forward. So if you don't like something, you change it. If you're not happy, you change it. Something stresses you out, figure it out and you change it. Because the sum of being stressed and unhappy and unhealthy in your body is that you're going to chip away, and you're not going to be that person that you know that you can be. You're going to get lost. And that's a scary place to be in, because you allow yourself to stay in that zone for too long. All of a sudden, you are that person. You see the world differently. You talk to people differently. You've lost that excitement. Everything just seems a little bit more negative, a little more dull, right? You become a little bit more of a victim. We all know what this sounds like. Got to catch yourself. And if you genuinely are like, no, I'm great, still do the checklist. How can you level up? It's not just about being comfortable and being like, awesome, I achieved it, fantastic. Now what? Keep leveling up. It takes work to stay at that spot. Don't take it for granted. Inspire other people to be that. That's love. That's love for yourself, and that's spreading love to the community. So that's the message for today. I gave you more than enough homework to start reflecting in on certain parts. And if it spoke to you, keep digging in. You can find tons of other content and things that will provoke thought for you, different lessons. You can go over on my Facebook page at Charlotte Fro Change by Choice. You've got my podcast here, so you can go back and listen to all the other ones that I've done. You can find me on my website, charlottefro.com. There are tons of resources. If not me, there are tons of people out there that are committed to this line of work. Find yourself somebody that is inspiring you and make it a priority. Every day, you are the most important person in your life. Period. Do you believe that? And have you been treating yourself that way? If not, you've got lots of work to do. But if you're committed to it, you're going to see yourself grow like you've never imagined. So as always, you can send me comments, messages. If you have questions, definitely come find me. Probably easiest place is on Facebook. And I hope that you guys have the most amazing love day. But if you're listening to this outside of Valentine's Day, every day is love day. Every day is a day where you love yourself more than you did the day before. This journey is about you against you. And only you know where you truly stand, where you need to grow, where you're playing small. And if not now, when? When are you going to make the changes? All right, guys, you guys have an amazing, amazing day, and I look forward to sharing more with you. All right, take care.